1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
4,
hold up.
What do boots, flip-flops, a toboggan, snow pants, glove, sunscreen, and a straw hat have to do with one another? If you're going on a trip to the Florida Keys, the items I have listed have nothing in common, and you have severely overpacked. Although if you're taking a cruise, snow pants and gloves might be needed for the whole entire day, and sunscreen and straw hat tomorrow. A vacation should be a way to relax, while keeping your wallet as full as possible. The benefits of traveling by cruise exceed land resort vacations that require you to pay everything beyond accommodations, and some resorts do have all-inclusive packages for food and beverage, but entertainment is generally not included. Speaking from a new experience, we spent almost as much money on a 4-night accommodation, meals, cars, rental, gas, and entertainment on land as we did for 7 nights on a cruise ship. Travel and Tourism Market Research Handbook notes that cruising as a way of travel has expanded rapidly since 1980. Cruising is for everyone and provides an exciting way to go. It also allows you to avoid the cost of air travel. By choosing between a cabin, a stateroom, or balcony, you will know what you are paying for in advance to fit your budget. Most companies will even allow you to make payments on your upcoming travel plans. They provide discounts for groups, and sometimes children sail for free if they are staying in the same cabin. Perhaps you're not yet convinced. Cruises leave from ports that are known by towns that are by seas or rivers all over the world. On a cruise, you can unwind in a hot tub while you watch movies under the stars. The staff will wait on you hand and foot. They might even cure that sweet tooth you have by delivering you milk and cookies. You can sit on your private Bernada and watch the world go by, taking in the constant scenery of waterfalls and the cliffs that outline the mountain peaks is enough to make anyone feel like a world traveler. Explore a port or stay in bed that you don't even have to make. The best part is you only have to unpack once, and an exciting vacation destination comes to you overnight. Having said that, let's move on to one of the ship's available festivities. Like a city on water, the ships themselves hold a sight to behold. The grand style atrium leads into board facilities that include a library, indoor-outdoor pools, fitness centers, spas, casinos, shops, theaters with Broadway-style shows, and even a buffet-style restaurant, nightclubs, and some youth programs. While some ships have bowling alleys, rock climbing walls, surfing simulators, basketball courts, and even chain restaurants. The CLIA studies indicate that 80% of cruise passengers consider visiting ports important, while 50% may return to land-based tourism. To illustrate my point, let me tell you about a personal journey. My husband and I recently had the opportunity to take our first trip to Alaska. When we began to plan the trip, we realized that most of the state is not accessible by road. For example, cruising is one of the only 2 options to see the last frontier of the White Pass, which is in the Gold Rush Trail of Skagway from the totem poles to Ketchikan. Alas, we rented a car in Fairbanks and traveled south for a week. After staying a few nights in Fairbanks, we then stayed in a bed and breakfast in Denali National Park. By the time we reached Anchorage, we were ready to get on that boat. We had packed and unpacked at 3 separate locations for the room and board before unpacking the 4th time on the ship. Following embarkation, we sailed and set a course from Whittier to Hubbard Glacier and Glacier Bay National Park. In Fedor's Alaska Ports of Call mentions that Alaska voyages incorporate a day in Glacier Bay. We had the favorable circumstances in our favor on our trip to hear the thunderous rumble of tidewater glaciers before caving. It was spectacular. Our trip continued with stops in Skagway by way of the narrow land canal. After a brief stay in the national capital of Juneau, we reached Ketchikan by way of scenic Tallgrass Narrows inner passageway. Our total miles in the car from Fairbanks to Whittier was around 420 miles. The total nautical miles was 1,481 from Whittier to Vancouver, Canada. As you can see, with a cruise, more distance is covered, and you are able to get a glimpse of a lot more in a shorter amount of time. Ultimately, a choice will be have to make between a cruise and a destination vacation. While planning your next vacation, this is an inevitable question, and it's likely to be asked. Which is better, an all-inclusive resort or a cruise ship? Determining which is the best option will depend on your vacation priorities and spending habits. Setting the C notes, the present popularity of traveling by cruise is presumably still traced to those original thoughts written by Mark Twain, that cruise travel is relatively hassle-free because you pack and unpack once, it's safe, and you make new friends. Twain's notion of cruising as a grand picnic suggests that non-stop diverse festivities that characterize today's cruises. If you were happy lying on the same beach for a week straight, then a resort might be your best bet. If you want to visit more than one destination with lots of entertainment options, then a cruise very well might be for you. Waking up in a different country or city every day sounds amazing with a cruise. It's possible. So what are you waiting for? Bon voyage.
One.
2,
3,
4, 5.
4, 5.